All right. I totally understand that there is a loud fan and stuff right here. I'm just trying to get close to this milestone. Here's what we got. We are doing here. We're gonna set up uh, a few here. We're doing the ampere and we're doing what I call it, electro 2GB. So we got this guy here. We're trying to get this one up to the same spot that we did the others. This should work just fine. Zoink shouldn't do anything. It should say, snap D held back. I don't want that there. The ampere should be ready to go any sec. Good. So let's make. Should I do one cluster or should I do? What's the point of having two clusters there? Let's just do one. All right, so this is good. We're going to also, this is the part that we forgot earlier today. We're gonna do that on just this one. This is the Raspberry Pi. So let's keep that going. And on here, we also need to do this. This is another step that I forgot earlier. Boot, firmware, CMD line. We want to add this. Oop. X boot, oop. Now, sudo shut down. Restart that guy. We're good. And on this one, we are good. Do I need to do? I better. Yeah, I better. Do now W Etsy. No, is it? It'll still be the same spot, right? Where would it be? Find sudo find dot dash name md line dot txt. I don't have one. So does that mean I don't need one? Um, I guess we'll find out, right? Right, no. We'll find out. We'll find out. I know that this one will work. So we did that. What was the last thing? Let's make sure that that's working. Why is, hold on. SSH copy ID this one to at 9.1.45. Cool. I don't know why that didn't work. Ready? Here. Don't ask me for a password. That's good. Then what's the next thing we want to do? We're there. Let's look at our notes. We did all this stuff. We did that. We're going to make a new cluster. We are going to do it this way. Is ping and here. Cool. Copy that address. History pipe wrap k3sup. K3sup install -IP. This one. User Deshaun. Extra args. Disable. Traffic. Merge. Local path. Kube. Config. Context. I need a good name. Whatever. All right, let's see if that works. All right, so I have to do that thing. And sudo now, etsy sudoers, big boy. I have to add a line that looks like this. Let it go. Man, those are loud. But I'll take it. Okay. I need to make a fancy box for that. Then yeah, we're good, right? Cuddle CTX. What did I call it? Basement. CTX basement. Then let's just say cuddle get nodes, and we're good. All right, then I'm going to add this one to this cluster. In order to do that, you can get out. We'll leave you there. We're going to add history pipe, grab k3sup pipe, grab k3sup. I gotta do the tail scale part. Sorry, electro. That's this one. This step here. Oops. Sorry. I want these to be on my VPN. I need to do the sudoers thing. And yeah, we're just going to keep on going. These are all now using USB, so they'll be a little bit faster. Here, tail scale up. And that over here. Here's my notes. Trying to keep my notes so I can turn this into a little blog. I like to write notes to myself. Sudo tail scale up. Do that real quick. Okay, we're good. Sudo now sudoers. This one. Then I have this. So now I'm going to do k3sup join IP. What's the IP? Ping electro 2GB. This is the IP address of that box, because I want to join this box to this box 100 dot. No, I want to join it to Ampere. This one. User Sean. Go do your thing. So now the little 2 gig box is getting connected to the big 96 gig box, and we'll see what happens. We'll have a cluster here in the basement. We'll have a cluster up in the other physical network, and we're going to try to connect them together. So here we are here. Wait for that one to finish. All right, now CDX, we are on this new cluster. Kube, cuddle, get nodes. I should have 2 nodes. I do. We're good. So now let's do the Cilium install. So we learned this lesson. Our notes here. I'm going to go to my here. Oh, this is mine. Yeah. So we're doing this for cluster 2. So let me just pull up my notes. Please hold. Close. Unmodified. Okay, I'm doing Cilium install dash set cluster dot name equals basement set cluster dot ID equals 2 on text basement. So all I do is type those commands over my notes, and we're going to run that here. Right, let's make sure QCTX. I'm on the right one. Here's the command. Cilium install set cluster name basement, set cluster ID 2, context basement, because we ran cluster ID 1 is this one, Luki. So now that's done. Now we should be able to do the K9s, and we should see that our Cilium is installing. So far, so good. We know that this took a little bit on the Raspberry Pis. Oh, look at it's doing it on both nodes. This is good. This one's running. Okay, so it's up and running on the Ampere, which, okay, that was fast. And it's still chugging along on the Electro Cookie 2GB box, the little box. But we expected, there to be a difference. So this is good. But actually, the 2GB box was faster than those other ones. So that was good. So now we've got Cilium. We've got our CNI installed on our Kubernetes cluster. And now we know our other command. The other thing we need to do is now we need to enable cluster mesh. So we're down here into our notes. This is my version of the notes because I did a pull request. Let's go ahead and check and see, because I'm a geek like that. I'm a guy. I'm a guy that when I do a PR, what happened here? It said it was canceled. I don't know what that means. I just want to see that my PR is getting merged. So what happened here? All conversations are resolved. 9 workflows waiting approval. I got reviewers. So what is the status? I requested a review. I did this change. It said outdated. And then Deshaun requested a review from Learn All 2 hours ago. Okay, so nothing's updated. All right, I'm just that's my thing. I still get excited when I do PRs. I still like have fun doing PRs, pull requests. So anyways, these are my changes as to the notes that I think I needed. We are going to enable cluster mesh on this other cluster. So our command is going to look like this. I'm going to close these other windows. Our command is going to be, wait, what happened there? I'm not sure what happened there. We are going to do this. We are going to say Cilium cluster mesh enable context basement enable KB store mesh service type load balancer. And we can go back here. We can watch that while I take my notes. Fantastic. So we've got cluster mesh API server is up and running. It did its certs. I should have a service LB on both nodes. It looks like I do. And we're doing just fine. We are doing just fine. So what now? Now we're further than we've ever been. We've got 2 clusters with cluster mesh enabled. We've got our Loki and our basement context. So now my picture looks like this. We've got this one called basement that has 2 nodes. It's got Ampere and Electro 2GB. Okay, and these contexts, ID equals 2. This one, ID equals 1. That's what we look like. We got this one right here, and we have that one. Now, we're back to here. We're doing our stuff. Here. We've done this part. We did the load balancer thing. Now this. Wait for the cluster mesh components to come up by invoking cluster mesh status -- wait. Sure, we can do that. Let's just run it. Let's run it. Boop. Clear. Let's say, hey, our cluster 1 is called Luki. It's ready. That looks good. Like there's the IP addresses, there's the stuff. And let's check the other one. Same thing. Let's check it for basement. It says good. Hey, there's nothing. We're good. Nothing like that. We're good. Fantastic. Now let's connect the clusters. Cilium cluster mesh connect. Here. We did the bash. We did the Cilium cluster mesh status context. I'm just copying the commands that we just ran. Luki -- wait. Then did the same thing. Cilium cluster mesh. Oops. Cluster mesh status context basement wait. Now we're going to do this one. Copy. We're going to say, hey, Cilium cluster mesh connect context loop key with basement. And then let's copy that command back. All right, it may take a bit for them to be connected. So let's run this. This is it. This is the go time. This is what we were working for a while. Fingers crossed. Detected Helm release. I didn't do Helm, but we have this same Cilium version. Found cluster mesh IPs. Cool. Found cluster mesh IPs, service IPs. The others. Okay. Cilium CA certs do not match between cluster. Multi-cluster features will be limited. Configuring Cilium in cluster Lukey to connect to cluster basement. Basement to connect to cluster. Awesome. Let's see what's happening. It's talking. It's talking to my API server. My API server did some stuff. Restarted. So that looks like that's what we wanted. Hi. What? No. No, I didn't say I would do it today.
Yes, you did.
Oh, come here. Hey, we're doing a show. You're in your jammies, so you go back upstairs. What do you need? You need a copy of that?
Yes.
Okay. You set that down. You need it right now?
Yeah.
No, because it's bedtime.
I need to put tomorrow.
Hey, bedtime. I love you. All right, I love you. Hey, come on. I'll see. Love you. I love you. Hey. Love you. We're going. I love you. We're gonna check this status. And it says 2 nodes are connected to all clusters. This is I think that's pretty cool. 2 nodes connected to all clusters. If this does not complete successfully, we're good. But now let's test pod connectivity. Connectivity test cluster, multi-cluster. Context cluster 1, multi-cluster cluster 2. Let me copy that line. Right, these are my like baby step cheat code. Bash cluster Loki basement. Let's see. Monitor aggregation detected. We'll skip some flow validation steps. Deploying echo same node service, deploying echo other node service, deploying DNS test server config map, deploying DNS test server config map, deploying same node deployment, deploying client deployment, deploying client 2 deployment, deploying echo other node service, deploying other node deployment, deploying Lukey daemon set, deploying Lukey daemon set, deploying echo external node deployment, waiting for deployment Cilium test client to become ready, waiting for deployment Cilium test client 2. These are on Lukey, and right now we're showing basement. So it's trying to push some stuff over to this cluster, and that's working. So now it's saying, hey, let's do a deployment here. It's right there. That came up really fast. True Coordinates did some stuff, waiting for Cilium endpoint for pod Cilium test. So over on this other cluster, now what I can't do, because I've got all my context just on this one machine, I can't like, I can't easily show both contexts side by side. That's something I could probably work on for later on. But this is still running. Oh, it's done. It failed. Timed out. So Lukey timed out. So let's see. Let's go on this side. Hey, you're running. Let's do this. Kub CTX Lukey. And let's just watch on this side. Let's see what's happening. I got something pending here. Everything else is running. Here we're creating a container. What is this depending on? What is this pending on? D. It says node didn't match pods node affinity selector. 0 2 nodes are available. 2 preemption is not helpful for scheduling. What? External node Cilium test pending. External node JSON mock get 8080 delay conditions false pod scheduled false type where it says failed scheduling. 0 of 2 nodes are available. 2 nodes didn't match pod's affinity selector. Node selector Cilium IO no schedule equals true. I don't understand. Let's do this. This is external. Let's do this again. I don't know what happened. Let's just see. It would have been nice if everything just kind of worked and we could go to bed, but that's okay. Let's watch. See what's happening here. Anything? Coordinates does some stuff. We've got room for stuff. So I've done something wrong. This client 6B4B. The endpoint. All right, well, we tried, and we will figure it out. And this is where I don't want to spin my wheels. I don't want you to spin your wheels. This is where we reach out. Like we figure out who we can reach out to, and we find them and we ask them questions, so we're not spinning our wheels. And This didn't work. Even though they're connected together. This did not work. This worked. This worked. Right? Let's do this. Export. Let's do it this way. Export. Cluster 1. 1 equals Mookie. Export cluster 2 equals basement. Okay. This all looks good, right? That looks good to me. When I do this, that looks good. And that looks good. The funny thing is this error here it says failed scheduling. Default scheduler, 0 of 2 nodes are available. 2 nodes didn't match the pod's node affinity selector. Preemption, 0 of 2 nodes are available. 2, preemption is not helpful for scheduling. Assigning pods to nodes. All I see here is node selector. So it says node selector Cilium IO. I don't have those labels. Why don't I have those labels? So I believe, it's trying to find the label that says Cilium IO no schedule equals true. I don't, right, this is the node selector, affinity selector, right? So Cilium no schedule equals true. Let's find this. Exactly what happened to me. Be able to upload a system. This is the same thing. I also hit this, in my case, just removing the node selector was enough to make it work. Not sure why that node selector config is needed. Hi, sure, it's attached here. Said in some cases it works by just editing out the node selector, whereas in some scenarios for AKS specific, you need to add the anti-affinity spec. The below system for EKS. Just for context, I'm using EKS. Any updates to this? Same issue. It looks like a CLI bug to me. Introduce the Echo external pod deployment to run an application on nodes not running Cilium. However, in a standard user environment, there are no such nodes. The CLI should detect this and avoid scheduling the pod or running these tests by default. Got it. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Oh, so this is already okay. Awesome. So what I think I understand is that I can edit this. I can go and change. Actually, let me do this. Escape. Q. What's my echo editor? Cube editor. No, I just nano dash profile export cube editor equals user which nano user bin nano. That's which one. User bin nano. Okay, K9s. We're here. We're going to edit. And we're going to go down to our selector. Node selector. We're just going to remove that. Boop, boop. X, done. Control X. And now this one should go. Wait, why does it still have my node selector? Oh, because I just did the pod and I probably need to do the deployment. Okay. I think I'm okay here. I think I'm okay. So here's what we're gonna do. We are gonna call it good right here. And this is fixed in a new version. And we're gonna say it's good. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this upstairs, this cluster here. I'm gonna take it and put on a different physical network. And we'll see what happens. Tomorrow we'll come back and we'll try it again. Or later. Tomorrow in the general sense. So that's it. Thanks for playing along, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.